What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where it's finally been fixed. The Catalyst mask has now been fixed, so we're going to check it out in this video. So don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So if you're not aware of what it is, you get it from the Army Final Mission in the Battle for Brooklyn DLC. I won't go into anything else because I don't want to put any spoilers, but as you can see here, it comes with weapon damage, Hasbro, status effects and critical hit chance in my mod slot, meaning you can put whatever you want in there. But the talent is the chemical agent. So dealing and receiving status effects, burn, bleed, shock, EMP, disrupt, poison, and blind and disorientate builds a stack of catalysts to a maximum of 12. Each stack grants 2% weapon damage and 2% status effects. Each enemy within 25 meters that is affected by the status effect grants 1 stack per second. Being affected by status effects grants 2 stacks a second. Stacks decay at 1 stack a second after 5 seconds if no enemies in the radius or you are affected by status effects. So nice and easy, but there's a little bit of addition to it. So at max stacks, killing a status affected enemy grants bonuses for 5 seconds, gives us 20% reload speed and 25% bonus armor, which is pretty sweet. Not going to lie. But and also while we're burning, we can ADS. I've not yet tried that out, but that is also going to be cool. This is really meant to be used against the cleaners. So basically you've got to play within 25 meters for this to be useful. We're not going to complain about that. And it's got a maximum of 12 stacks, meaning we get 24% weapon damage from this. So is this worth it over using this bad boy that would technically normally give us 10% critical hit damage? Well, face value, probably yes, but don't forget we're also losing 10% critical hit chance that we've got to make up for. So it still sounds like it would be a little bit more powerful, but let's go out and give it a try and see how we get on. I'm not going to do a spreadsheet video for this one, not in this video anyway. I might do one at a later date. I'm just going to kind of see how it plays and see how it feels. This is the build that we're going to go with. We're going to go with the Carnage because it gives us perfect sadist to bleeding enemies. An ongoing directive, meaning we're just going to be bleeding enemies all the time. And then hopefully building stacks as well. So what we'll do is we'll do a control point, which gives us plenty of room to navigate and judge our distance. We're here at MLK Library. One thing I am going to note straight away off using this before I've made this video is if you kill things too quickly, it doesn't get time to give you the stacks and you just don't get the extra damage. So what I'll do now is I'm not going to call them in because I want time to switch masks. But what I will do is kind of just give you a little bit of a rundown of how much damage we actually do. So you can see that we have for nearly 1.2 million. 1.2 million to a headshot crit. Guy running for me now. There he is. But as you can see, as nobody's constantly bleeding, it's completely gone. I haven't got any stacks on whatsoever, meaning that just focus firing enemies with this kind of build doesn't work. You kind of have to tag an enemy and leave him alone. So now we're at max stacks. Can't quite judge if I'm getting a headshot on him, so let's move. Perfect. So yeah, 1.247. So when we maxed out on the stacks, that's what we're hitting for. I do think we kind of kept ourselves within 25 meters. Maybe playing a little bit closer with an LMG than what I would usually like. So let's check. Let's change this over now to the Coyote's mask. The Coyote's mask is obviously going to have an extra critical hit damage mod in it, because we get 10% extra crit damage from the mask itself. And already we saw that we hit for 1.3 million. And again, we hit for 1.3 million. And we've got absolutely no downtime on that at all. So we don't have to worry about killing too quick or anything like that. We're going to switch it back. We'll give it another go in this section now of these bad guys. So as you can see, just killing an enemy just roughly gives me about 10% of the marks. I really have to put bleed on him and leave him. In fact, he didn't even get bleed on him. And now I'm not close enough. You can see the marks going up quite quickly now. And now it's at max. I've killed a boss and an ad, and it only just got to max. So unfortunately, for a flat out DPS all red build, Coyotes for me still wins out. There's no real benefit to running this on this kind of build, unfortunately, which is a little bit of a shame. But either way, I will show you the build. 58.5% crit chance, 118% critical hit damage. We are running the Carnage with crit chance, 50 rounds, crit chance, all in the mod slots. As I showed you before, the Catalyst had a crit chance mod in. We used the Grupo backpack with crit chance and wicked. Then we used the ongoing directive chest piece with double crit damage. Ongoing directive gloves with crit damage. An ongoing directive holster with crit chance. And an ongoing directive set of knees with critical hit damage. If we were to switch this over to the Coyote's mask, we actually could have dropped further. So we actually could have got more damage out of this. We could have actually dropped this mod off. And gone like that. Yeah, 52.5, 154% critical hit damage. No wonder it was doing more damage. So that was the Coyote's mask with the crit damage mod in. And then everything else, apart from swapping the Grupo backpack mod to a crit damage mod, was exactly the same. And to be honest, this would be the one that I would stick with, unless you really want to ADS in fire. You're going to drop probably about 300 to 400k worth of damage, maybe more, running the new mask. So if you ask me, it needs a buff. And that's unfortunate for it not being in the PTS and we couldn't test it properly. But as of right now, if you put it on this kind of build, it is, yeah, it's not winning. So hopefully I can find another kind of build where it works out rather nice. But for now, for your ongoing directed builds, I would just stick with the Coyote's mask. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to drop a subscribe and a like, maybe comment down below. And if you're feeling really spicy and want to support the channel a little bit more, you can join with a membership as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.